only maths I forget. So maximum recording is there. If you want, you can ask me anytime. So this is your textbook, and in your textbook, we are in the first part, circular motion. I already tell you, we are divided this chapter into two parts, both. One is circular motion and second. Now we are coming to this part. Because maximum student asks you, sir, you are going to textbook. Yes, we are going to textbook 6. We are done centrifugal force, remember? Now we are here and we are starting this first part. So in my notes, we are doing this first part is vehicle along a horizontal circular track. See, the word is said. So first understanding circular track, we have to understand the linear track, because linear track we already know. We study in 9-10 class linear motion का study किया, so we will easily understand. Suppose this is a car. If the car is moving, so how many force act on that car? So we already know there are total 3 force act on the car. First force is gravitational force. And how much gravitational force occur on that car? It is based on car mass, and jitna mass रहेगा car का, based on that gravity will attract that thing, right? If it is the mass, if the mass is increases, the gravity is also increases. Second, the opposite of mass and gravity is your normal reaction. Normal reaction show the position of the object, and which is always opposite to the gravity. Second force is static friction force. This force is always opposite to that object. Suppose if this object moving on the right direction, so the friction force is always opposite. That means left direction of the motion of the object. So static force is nothing but static friction force. Correct? We know the friction. We already done in class 11, right?
Huh?
Okay. Now here static friction force का value रहता है. Either your static friction force is 0, or either it's maximum to mu into L. Mu is nothing but coefficient of friction. Coefficient means the quantity of friction. How much friction is occur? It is depend upon the mass, right? If the mass is increases, your friction is double. For example, if the chair weight is very low, you can easily move. For example, a table पे suppose book is there. If you want to move this textbook, you can easily move this textbook. Okay, noise is coming. Hello, 11:15 noise is coming. Okay, ठीक है.
11:15 सर कौन है सर?
Okay.
कौन है क्या बता?
I hope this linear motion object force you will understand. Now we understand curve path. A car is moving on a curve road. Now curve road is just like a circular road. If the car is moving on the curve road, how many force act on the car? So we can say that scientists says there are total four force which is act on the car. One force is centripetal force. We know about centripetal force. Those force which is pulled towards the center. Because of this force, the car is not leaving the curve road, right? Second force is tire. Tire में कौन सा force लग रहा है? Friction force, static friction force. This friction force attach the car on the track. So the friction force and the centripetal force both are doing the same work. They are attach the car on the track on the curve road, है ना? वो लोग help कर रहे कि ये move ना हो. They are not going away from the road, right? What about the second force? Second force is gravity force. Gravity तो always रहेगा, right? इसका एक अच्छा diagram में नीचे show करो. See, this is your car. This is downward is your gravitational force, which is represented by mass into gravity. If your mass is high, your gravitational force is high, and the opposite of mass into gravity is your normal reaction force.
Normal reaction.
Normal reaction force is show the position of the object. The position is straight or object is bent, वो सब पता है. Understood? The total force कितना हो गया? We have total force is 4 force. And what I said, the static friction force and the centripetal force both are doing the same work. So can we say that the static friction force Fs is equal to centripetal force Fcp? If you are saying both force is same, so one by one we start again repeating the same thing. Weight is here represented by mass into gravity. Normal reaction force is represented by N, and the normal reaction force is also the same formula, mass into gravity. Now centripetal force formula, we know what is the centripetal force formula, mv square upon r. How we are getting this formula, we will see later. Next is friction force, static friction force formula. What is static friction force formula? Mu into N. Remember all formula. Now apply this whole formula to this equation. Static friction force the formula is mu into N, and centripetal force formula is mv square upon r.
R.
Now we already know what is the formula of N, mg. So here in N, what I am putting? Mg. See here. Now you are understood this derivation. Now mu mg is equal to mv square upon r. Right side is same. Now m and m is cancelled. What we are getting? Mu g. On left side we are getting mu g, and right side we are getting v square upon r. Now take this v on the left hand side. What we are getting? V square is equal to mu rg. Now take this square on the right hand side. What we are getting? V max is equal to square root of mu rg. That means if the car speed is equal to mu rg, your car is not leaving the curve road. If your speed is greater than this value, your car is away from the center. That means accident is happened, right? Now second example of circular motion. You know, in NH school, every year there is a fair. Fair is there. वहाँ पे मौत का कुआं. This is also called death wall. In English, we are saying wall of the death or death wall. Now you see, in death wall, the car is moving on the wall, circular wall. Now, how much speed required for that person to move in the wall? If the speed is decreased, obviously वो गिर जाएगा, fall. They fall with their bike. So, how much speed it requires? What is the minimum speed required for moving at that circular wall? We will study here. So, suppose this is the person. They are moving on the wall. देखो मैंने 2 बार wall बनाया. Here different wall I am making for understanding another position. Okay. So first force
ठंडी नहीं लग रही है ना आपको दादी?
Gravitational force.
बस पेट
और
में
ठंडी.
बॉल दिख रहा है ना?
Here. Gravitational force is always downward direction, and the static friction force is along the wall, and the normal reaction show the position of the object. So the position of the object is upward direction. Second force is centripetal force. Now this time normal reaction force and centripetal force on the same side, right? And the static friction force and the gravitation force on the same side. Is this time क्या हो रहा है? Two things are the same. Now we see one by one this whole force. The force acting on the object. First force is weight. What is the weight of the person in the bike? Is represented by mg, which is downward direction. Second force is static friction force, which is represented by Fs, which is mass into gravity, upward direction. Second force is normal reaction force. Now here normal reaction force and your centripetal force are same. If both are same, we are using the same formula. N is FCB is equal to mv square or N is equal to mv square. Now we are making the formula. What is the minimum speed required for the object moving on the death wall? So we know that static friction force, here static friction force is less than equal to mu into N. Next, this is the formula of static friction force. Now here your mu is as it is. We know the formula of N. What is the formula of N? mv square upon r. We are taking mv square upon r. Second, we know the formula of static friction. What is the formula of static friction? Mg. So replace this Fcs by mg. Now m and m is clear. Cancel. What we are getting? Mu v square upon r, and left side we are getting g. Now except v, take mu and r on the left side. What we are getting? Rg upon mu. Right. Next, take this square on left side. What we are getting? V is equal to square root of Rg upon v. With the help of this formula, we can easily calculate what is the minimum speed required for the person move on the death wall. Right? If अगर ये speed requirement fulfill हो गया, that means वो bike wall में easily move कर सकता है. Now some terms we will study here. One term is time period. Now time period is represented by the symbol capital T. What is time period? Very easy. An object complete one revolution. An object want to complete their one revolution. So that time taken by an object to complete one revolution is called time period. So suppose this is my object. If they want to complete one circular motion, how much time it requires? That time is called time period. We don't know. Similarly, the earth is moving on the sun. So time required for complete one revolution is 365 days. Understood? This is called time period. Second is frequency. What is frequency? Suppose an object is moving on the circular part. So the number of revolutions completed, either they are coming from here, it is not necessary that पूरा ही complete हो. Suppose it completed half part. So number of revolution completed by an object in 1 second. एक second में how much revolution they completed, that is called frequency. And the frequency is represented by the symbol n. Sometimes we are represented by eta. Sometimes we are represented by nu, italic v. Okay. Now we see the relationship between frequency and time period. What is the relationship between frequency and time period? We have to find out this formula, n is equal to 1 upon t. So we take one example. For suppose a car taking one revolution. For one revolution, the car requires 2 seconds. Okay. Now we already know the second here 2 is represent the time period, and one revolution actually one revolution is your time period. So ये वाला part is clear. The first condition, one revolution, a car require one revolution, which is equal to 2 seconds. That means 2 seconds में car is completed. There one revolution. So take this 2 from left hand side. What we are getting? Yes. Yes, sir, man.
सर ये एक बार वापस समझा ना.
We are which part? Relation between n and t, na?
Yes sir.
Okay. Here we are saying what is the r n and t is equal. हम लोग को ये checking करना है. So how we checking? We are taking one example. Suppose a car completed one revolution in 2 seconds. This part is clear.
Yes sir.
Now take this 2 from left side. If you are taking this 2 left side, what we are getting left here? 1 second only.
1 second.
Going to left side. So 1 upon 2. This revolution part is represent your time period, correct? And this second part is represent your frequency. So replace 1 second by n, and that this 2 number which is represent the time period replaced by capital T. So what we are getting? The relationship between n and t. N is equal to 1 upon t. Understood?
Yes sir.
So both
yes,
are
sir.
same. When they are same, when they are inversely proportional to each other. This type is called inversely proportional. Now next part is relationship between angular acceleration and linear acceleration. ये class 11 का part है. That is why we are not doing here. We directly come to the relationship between centripetal force and centrifugal force.
Yes
so
sir.
I give you the one trick. If you understand centripetal force, the opposite of centripetal force is centrifugal force. Correct na? So we understand first centripetal force. तो उसी का उल्टा कर देने का centrifugal. So centripetal, the word center means centri means center, petal means toward. If any force which is centered toward is called centripetal force. Scientists say this type of force is a real force, and it follows the inertial frame of reference. What is inertial frame of reference? That means
sir, sir, 1 minute.
Yes, what happened, Shifa?
Sir, sir, actually there is loss of network connection on my tablet. So because of that, I disconnect again and again.
Okay, you are coming again. Anyone having any problem? Connection problem?
No, sir.
That means my.
सर आपकी आवाज थोड़ी अटक अटक के आ रही है, वो रेन की वजह से थोड़ा नेट स्लो चल रहा है.
Okay, no problem.
तालिब तेरी आवाज अटक अटक के आ रही है.
Now you can hear me clearly.
मेरा
Yes. Now.
Yes, no? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then start third point. I hope first point is clear. Second point is real force. We are repeating this point. We already done 3 points before centripetal force. Now third point saying the centripetal force follow the inertial frame of reference. What is inertial frame of reference? In this case, we are studying the object away from in particular position. So suppose this is my observer. The observer is always away from the object motion. For example, अगर motion इधर हो रहा है, तो observer always अलग जगह पर होगा. And their motion is, their acceleration is always 0. Their velocity is 0. That means the observer always in stationary motion. Because if you are standing somewhere and you are not moving, so you can easily calculate other motion. Right now, suppose you are standing on the bus stand and the car is moving. You can easily calculate the motion of the car because you are not moving now. If you are moving and the thing is opposite thing is also moving, you can't calculate the motion, exact motion of that object. Understood? So the centripetal force, what centripetal force says, okay, observer always stationary. Okay, so you can study the other object motion. Second is, we are getting the formula mv square upon r. How we are getting this formula? So we will understand here. We already know the formula of force according to Newton's second law. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now we have the formula, acceleration formula. What is the acceleration formula? A is equal to v omega. Now put from here. What we are putting here, A की जगह पर I am putting v omega. So it becomes v mv omega. See here, mv omega. Now second, we know that v is equal to r omega. And take this r on the left side. What we are getting? Omega is equal to v upon r. Now this omega, what I am putting? V upon r. Let's see what happened. Mr into, this is r, mr into r. Sorry, sir, this is v, na?
V upon
Mv omega, right? Mv, and this is also v because omega is v upon r. So what we are getting? V into v is mv square upon r, right?
and V square upon.
Now understood why, how we are getting this formula mv square upon r. Yही we are
Yes,
using,
sir.
na? Okay. Now one more formula, mr omega square. How we are getting this formula? Put v ka value r omega in this equation. So this v ki jagah what I am putting this value. So what we are getting? M r omega. Correct? Now second, put in omega you are putting this v upon r value. What we are getting? M r v upon r. So here v and v मैंने कुछ correction कर दिया, formula मैंने improper ले लिया. I hope this formula is clear. And second formula is mr omega square. Okay. This formula is also clear. So now we know how we are getting this formula. Understood? Now the problem is why this minus sign? What is the minus sign is here represent? This minus sign is represent. This is my object is moving on a circular part. Now we know that the centripetal force is always move towards the center, and this r is always away from the center. So r and force is always opposite to each other. Now for opposite we are representing here negative sign. Clear is this part? Why we are putting negative sign? I hope this part is clear. Now if you understand this part, the opposite of centripetal force is your centrifugal force. What is centrifugal force? Centri means center. Fugal means
Away from the center.
Away.
Anna, if the object move away from the center, that is called centrifugal force, right? It is pseudo force.
Yes,
What is
sir.
pseudo force? The force which is not real,
Fake,
imaginary,
False.
fake, right?
Imaginary.
Right.
not real.
Now, in centripetal force, it is inertial frame of reference. Centrifugal force is non-inertial frame of reference.
Non-inertial.
Non-inertial means suppose you are sitting on one train and तुम्हारे opposite में भी one train is there. So both train moving same time. So can you calculate other train motion? No.
No.
For example, you are inside the lift
सर
and I'm
सर
asking.
हम लोग की
हाँ
Yes.
तालिब बोल.
So I give you one more example. Now, suppose you are in lift. The lift is fully packed. Can you find the motion? Either lift is going up or down. Not possible. You are failing hard. Shayad lift is going up. I think lift is going down. You can't calculate. So if you are inside the frame of reference, you cannot calculate proper equation. There is one method we can calculate, but it is difficult to calculate, right? This is non-inertial frame of reference. The formula is same.
creativity की theory है ना.
What is the difference between formula here? Now see, there is no negative sign here. Why there is no negative sign? Because in circular motion, the r represent the direction away from the center, and the centrifugal force also away from the center. So both are in the same direction. That is why we are representing the positive sign. Understood?
Yes.
Where we are using centrifugal
Sir.
force. So in chemistry for centrifugal machine, remember centrifugal machine.
हाँ सर.
You are not using
Yes,
this
sir.
machine, but this is
वो सर
important
गैस
for
ने तोड़ दिया था.
precipitate. So what this machine is doing, they are give you the nice clear precipitate. How they give? Suppose in your liquid, lots of small particle is there. So when you are
Oh.
moving this machine, this particle, because of force, this particle is settled down on the test tube corner side, right? When you stop the machine, what do you see? The whole particle on the liquid is settled down lower the
Yes.
bottom to the test tube. This is the way of centrifugal force. Always move away from the center. Correct?
हाँ
This
सर
Yes,
ये
machine is
देखा था
Yes,
ना
compulsory.
sir.
Without this machine, you cannot calculate precipitate. Okay, it is necessary.
अच्छा.
Okay? Next concept is banking of road. What is banking of road? We already know the maximum speed of speed, how to calculate maximum speed. Correct? ये तो application में भी देखा था. Suppose a person is very a person don't want this safety speed. They want to go to very high speed in curve road. So what we do? So we are making the banking road. Scientists have one option. What they are doing? They are making banking of road. What is
सर
banking of
कोई
road? I give you the example of banking road. Wait. Banking of road, banking of road.
इसका
सर गूगल पे सर्च मार रहा है
Yes. Actually, banking road दिख रही है this picture. I hope you
हाँ
understand.
सर
For racing
Oh,
track.
sir.
सर
For
रेस
racing
में
track.
यूज होता है ना
Yes. They
रेसिंग में
then why they are making this type of road?
सर ताकि
Because the car is
स्पीड
not flowing
बने
their
रहे
speed. Yes. They want to increase their
सर ये
speed
देखो
and the
सर
car
ये
is
साइड
not
में
moving
अच्छा
away
टेक्स्ट बुक के
from.
जैसा
Yes.
दिया हुआ है स्पीड
Sir,
बनी
Now,
रहे
can
सर
you tell me this road is banking of road? No, this road is not banking road. So common sense,
यस
if the
सर
car is moving very high speed, they slip, right? हो सकता है वो fall गिर भी जाए. So banking
तो
road
जाएंगे.
compulsory है. Understood? Why we are making
यस
banking road?
सर
There are lots of reasons for making banking of road. First reason
यस
is see
सर
here.
ये देखो सर नीचे था अभी
In this
सर
इससे
case,
नीचे
ये
था
साइड
सर
में देखो ना सर साइड में
yes, yes. There are lots of
साइड में
examples.
टेक्स्ट बुक का एग्जांपल अरे टेक्स्ट बुक वाला दिया है सर
Textbook वाला भी
ऊपर है
दिया
ना
है.
तालिब
Okay. I hope you understand how they are making banking of road. So
ऊपर
for
ऊपर वाला
making
ऊपर वाला
banking of road, this is your middle of the road. One side at the terminal of the road, you have to pull the road up. So they are making one at particular height, right? And
यस
that angle
सर
theta is called banking of road. Understood? This angle is called
बैंकिंग
banking.
एंगल
Now see the picture here. Now in this picture, मैंने one side से I pull the road at particular height. So in inside one slope is came. In slope there is an angle. This angle is called angle of banking of road. Why
बैंकिंग
we are using this method? This method is very successful. The car no need to reduce their speed. They are going same speed on the road right now. So racing track we are using this method. Now suppose a car is moving on the banking of road. How many force occur on that car? Again, same. There are total four force which act on that car. One is gravitational force, which is always directed toward downward. Second is normal reaction force, which show the position of the car,
Opposite.
right? Second is centripetal force, again, which is makes him center toward. And one more, tire से भी तो एक force है. That force is nothing but friction force.
फ्रिक्शन फोर्स
Okay, na total four force. Okay.
Hmm.
So now
Yes,
we
sir.
understand. I'm making this arrow with the help of Cartesian coordinate because इसका equation बनाना है. So this is my y-axis. I'm making x-axis. We will see कितने axis होते हैं. So there is not here line is not there. So I'm making dot line. Here line is not there. I'm making dot line. Correct? जो line था already उसको मैंने dark बनाया and that line which is not there I am representing by dotted line. Correct? Now here mg is there, f is there, n is there. Now come to this part, right side. मुझे कुछ concept understand कराना है. In this here, now suppose one force is act on here. So there are some force which is also act in x and y axis. कुछ तो इसका feeling power is there in x or y axis. So how to represent their power? If theta is here, so this force we are represented by f cos theta trigonometry side. If we are going away from the theta, we are representing this force by f sin theta.
एफ साइन
Understood?
थीटा
When we are representing f sin theta, when we are away from the angle, when we are near to the angle, we are represented by f cos theta. Because
F
this
cos
rule we are
theta.
following here. If normal reaction is here, there are some normal reaction on y or x axis. If we are going near to the angle, so this is n cos theta. I hope you understand why I am writing n cos theta. And we are away from the angle. So what I am writing here? n sin theta. Correct? Because if normal reaction here, some normal reaction force acts on y or x axis, and so similarly, here force is there, friction force. So some friction force acts on x or y axis too. So if you are going to near to the angle, what is friction force? F cos theta. If near to the angle, F cos theta. If we are away from the angle, this is represented by
F sin theta.
Sin
yes.
theta.
Now how to make equation? Now equation is based on axis. First we are making equation based on y axis, and second we are making equation based on axis. Again I am making same diagram for better understanding. Okay. The first
Yes.
equation we are making based on y axis. So see the y axis only. So from upward direction, we know that upward direction y axis value is positive and lower direction y axis value is negative. So those part which is up is represented by positive sign, and those material which is downward direction is represented by negative sign. So how to write? So plus n cos theta. I hope you understand why I am representing plus n cos theta.
Yes.
And lower part is I am representing by minus f sin theta, and minus mg is equal to 0. Now take this minus mg on right side, it becomes plus mg. Correct? This is my equation 1 based on y axis. Now second equation I am making based on x axis. Now the problem is in x axis, this is the right direction is positive and left direction is negative. This whole part on which side? Whole part is negative direction of
Left
x axis.
side.
So how to write? Minus n sin theta minus f cos theta, and the FCB, always write FCB equal to minus FC. Okay. Now take minus common from here. What we are getting? N sin theta plus f cos theta. Now minus and minus is cancelled. What we are getting? N sin theta plus f cos theta is equal to mv square upon r. Yeah, mv square upon r. How we are getting mv square upon r? We already know centripetal force formula is mv square upon r, right? This is my second equation. Now what we are doing here? Divide second equation by first equation. So my second equation is mv square upon r. First equation में क्या था? What we are mg.
mg.
Second equation equal का left side value is n sin theta plus f cos theta. Equation 1 का value क्या है? N cos theta minus f sin. This part is clear. What I have done.
Yes.
Now this m and this m is cancelled, and this r is going downward. What we are getting? V square upon r.
V square
Second,
rg.
we know the formula of friction. Friction formula is nothing but mu into s. Correct now? So replace here f by mu into n. Now see, n common हो सकता है? Yes, of course. Take n common. What we are getting? Sin theta plus mu cos theta. Here what we are got it cos theta minus mu sin theta. Now this n and n is cancelled. Correct? Now second, हमको एक condition you have to apply. Divide cos theta in the whole equation. If I am dividing this side, so sin theta upon cos theta, what we are getting here? Sin theta upon cos theta.
1.
Tan theta.
1.
Sin theta, not 1. Sin theta upon cos theta का formula is tan theta. So it becomes sin theta upon cos theta, tan theta. Now here divided by cos theta. So cos theta upon cos theta is 1. What we are getting? 1. Now downward. If I'm dividing cos theta by cos theta, what we are getting? 1.
1.
If I'm dividing sin theta by cos theta, what we are getting? Tan theta.
Tan theta.
I hope you understand how we are getting this equation.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, very good. Now take this rg on right hand side. What we are getting? V square is equal to rg. Take this part on bracket. Can we write mu first, then tan theta? चलेगा ना? If we are आगे पीछे करने से कोई मैटर नहीं होता. Mu plus tan theta, 1 minus mu tan theta. Correct? Now take
Yes,
this
sir.
square on right side. What we are getting? Square root of rg mu plus tan theta upon 1 minus mu tan theta. Now here mu is represent the coefficient of friction. Theta is represent the angle. Which angle? Angle of banking.
Banking
So
angle.
when we are using this equation, when we are making the road, banking road, as well as मेरे को road को थोड़ा friction भी बनाना है. At that time, I'm using this formula. Suppose if I want to make a road only banking of road, not a friction road. So I take mu is equal to 0. If I'm taking mu equal to 0, what we are getting? V is equal to square root of rc tan theta. Correct? Take this square left side. What we are getting? V square is equal to rg tan theta. How we are getting this formula? I hope you understood. This formula is based on angle of banking. That means मैं सिर्फ angle of banking type road I'm making. Understood? If you want
Yes,
to make a road based on friction road, what you do? Take theta in this equation, take theta equal to 0. If you are taking theta equal to 0, everything is gone. What you are getting always V is equal to mu r. Understood? So different type of road, we have different equations. Understood? I hope this part is very easy.
yes,
And
sir.
this come on your board exam at 4 marks. Huh? This concept is very, very important.
Yes, sir.
Next concept is simple pendulum. First, we understand what do you mean by conical pendulum, not simple pendulum, conical pendulum. I will show you the diagram. Conical pendulum. Conical pendulum.
Lam.
Conical pendulum. Wow.
What is the
Ram.
difference between conical pendulum? Let's see where is type is.
This is my favorite topic.
Actually, conical pendulum
Hmm.
वो कैसे करता है? See the motion of
Okay.
this type of motion. Now my bob, his weight is called bob, and the bob is moving on circular motion, right? And they are attaching to one
Very
rigid support. That is why this is called conical
half
pendulum.
Conical
Now I
pendulum.
hope you understand the difference between simple pendulum and conical pendulum. Simple pendulum
Yes,
only
Yes,
they are
sir.
moving on left and right direction, and conical pendulum moving on
to and fro.
circular motion. Correct?
Circular.
If I'm asking how
Yes.
many force act on the bob, again same. One is tension force, one is centripetal force, so is always there. If anything move in circular part, centripetal forces act on them. Correct? देखो one more
Hmm.
picture is there here.
अरे ये
I
क्या
hope
हो
you understand. Chalo. If you
Conical
understand what
pendulum,
is-
Baba.
Yes, but this is conical pendulum, not a baba. This is conical pendulum. Okay, we will see.
समझ
Now we understand how they move. Now, suppose I tie one thread by a rigid support. The rigid support point, I type the name S,
Yes.
and I put one bob heavy mass object, which is called bob, on that thread one side, and I start moving that object on circular part. This type of motion is called conical pendulum. Now, suppose object is somewhere here. I take this, if they are corner side, I take this point A and this point is O. From center to circumference distance, we already know. Center to circumference distance is called radius R, which is represented by R. Now we know that there are some tension is happened on that bob. This tension is always toward the rigid support, which is represented by capital T. Correct? From rigid support to this much is represent their height. Clear? From this to bob stucker distance represented by small l length. Now what we do? Again making axis, x-axis and y-axis. अगर इधर पे टेंशन है तो there are some tension from x and y axis too. From x axis, if we are near to the angle, it is t cos theta. If we are away from the angle, it is t sin theta. And also centripetal force always act towards the center. Now we are making equation. Now we start making equation based on, first I draw this thing here. I hope you understand how we are getting this. Now I forget to tell you about the gravitation force, which is always downward direction. This diagram is clear. How I get this diagram from this pendulum.
Yes.
Okay. So we have very few minutes. So today assignment I send you in your WhatsApp group. So I'm making math individual group today onward and physics
Okay, sir.
individual group. So
Okay.
assignment.
Okay, sir.
So
हाँ
क्या
सर
अलग
बहुत
read this
कंफ्यूजन हो
assignment.
रहा था.
Okay, no problem.
sir.
And today I give you the answer. What is the actual answer of the assignment which is given yesterday? Physics ka bhi
Yes.
assignment I give you today and their answer too. Okay. So don't worry. You just complete this. And I have there is no difference between classroom में भी मैं ऐसे teach करता हूँ and here I am teaching the same method.
Yes.
Correct ना?
Thank
Yes, sir.
सर आपका फेस भी दिखाया करो ना.
नहीं
हाँ,
यार
sir.
मैं
हाँ
कभी
हाँ
कभार
सर
no no.
सर
The important is my content, not my face.
इधर से देख के
If you want to
सर
see my
कंटेंट
face,
शेयर कर देना ना.
okay.
Sir.
When we complete this chapter, I send you the notes, okay? Or I send you
सर
this
ग्रीन
video
पर्दा
lecture.
यूज कर देना.
Anything else?
Okay, sir. No, sir.
I hope you understand this part. So we are going very
Yes.
slow, and the physics is very tough chapter, but physics is very easy. If you understand
Yes.
the basic concept now, physics is